Good morning, everybody. Welcome to Monday's morning Reading the Red. This rather drizzly day, really. The sun keeps trying to get through, but it's raining. Mark chapter 13, verse 29. So you too, when you see these things happening, recognize that he is near, right at the door. So you too, not you two over there, but you too, as they can see the signs and the seasons, and they can read, as it were, what these times represents. So you too, he says, tells the people, you too recognize them as well. In fact, recognize them to the extent that as they escalate and increase and their consistency becomes more, so that you recognize the development of the fruit bearing as an indication that the end of the age is coming. He says this, know this, that he is right at the door. So able to knock at the door, just about to come. So by watching the signs and watching the seasons, we can see that Jesus is about to knock on the door of humanity. And that can fill us with excitement, or it can fill us with dread. Now, the dread factor is that all those people who are outside of God's love are about to enter in to the eternal judgment. And that has to be a mournful emotion for anyone that has any insight into God's love. We can't want the end of the age to come and bring a judgment on the earth as a sort of a judge to bring vengeance at one level, because the compassion in the heart of God should be in the heart of us. God's compassion for those who are yet to be saved should be in us. So the idea of wanting to bring on the judgment, I don't think should be in the heart of a Christian. I do think an end of evil should be in the heart of a Christian. And so this desire to see an end of the suffering and an end of the hardship and the inappropriate, I do believe that we need to have that in our hearts, because injustice and wrongdoing and evil and wickedness should be dealt with. So there's this kind of contention of wanting to bring an end to evil and yet not wanting the people who are committing those acts of evil to go into an eternity separated from God forever, living in a turmoil of judgment for all time beyond death. Brothers and sisters, what do we do with this contention? This restraint that God has, and yet this judgment pending that's coming. What do we do with it emotionally? Well, we need to learn to think like God, feel like God, and act like God. And what did God do? Well, God done something about the problem. He sent his word into the world to save the world. And he's given the Christian, the church, the responsibility to be the very thing that Jesus did when Jesus came. So our role now as Christians should be to present the gospel to everyone and anyone who would allow us to. Be proactive in Jesus' salvation plan. Thank you for joining me. Be blessed. Have a great day, and I'll see you tomorrow.